Tudor have just released the brand new Pelagos FXD in black with a unidirectional bezel this time. And can I just be the first to say, meh. Here's everything you need to know about this new release and my unfiltered first impressions. So this is the brand new Tudor Pelagos FXD celebrating the US Navy issued Tudor dive watches of the past. Looking at this new watch, it is in every way the same as the former FXD, which I'm actually wearing right now. Just with a unidirectional bezel this time, and not in partnership with Marine Nationale. So this has a 42mm titanium case, it is 12.75mm thick, and has a 52mm lug-to-lug, which sounds pretty dang big. But with the fixed lugs, it does wear a lot smaller. But we will talk more about that later. Inside this watch is the Tudor manufacturer caliber MT5602 COSC certified movement, which will give you 70 hours of power reserve. I think this watch is actually really handsome in the black, a little bit more classic looking and subdued, and I really like the red Pelagos at 6 o'clock. The only big difference between this watch and the former blue FXD is the unidirectional bezel rather than the bidirectional bezel. Both the new FXD and the old FXD have fully loomed bezels that are a bit busier looking than your classic dive watch, but I kinda like the busyness. So the FXD in the name stands for fixed, referring to the fixed spring bars, or I should say fixed lugs, where the lugs are fully enclosed and attached to the case. This is something common in military watches, giving more security to the wearer, and it is very sporty and military looking. On the downside, it does limit you to NATO straps, so if that doesn't float your boat, you're out of luck with this one. I'd go as far as saying I'm a NATO strap enthusiast, so I kinda like this. I've obviously not seen this new FXD in the metal, but having the former FXD, it is probably a bit too large on me and my 5.5-inch wrist, but this watch will look good on anyone with a 6.5-inch wrist or larger, I'd say. For this new release, Tudor are looking to their past, celebrating the US Navy issued Tudor divers from the late 50s and onwards. While the 2021 models were made in collaboration with the French Navy or Marine Nationale, this new model doesn't seem to be made in collaboration with the US Navy, just heavily leaning on that history. Now this is where I'm going to start getting a little bit negative, and I just want to say before I get into it, I don't think this is a bad release. This is a handsome watch, I love the FXD, it looks great, I like the red writing. Returning to the mil-spec unidirectional bezel, I think they've paired the strap beautifully, great movement with COSC certification. It's a great looking watch, and obviously I'm gonna bug my AD to let me see it the first chance I get. But I also can't help but feel a little bit underwhelmed. This could be my own doing. Being a Tudor fangirl, I was so excited looking at the website, wondering what Tudor might release. And it just is meh. I've got 3 big reasons why this has fallen flat for me. 1, I think they're trying a little bit too hard on the military gimmick. The cool thing about the original FXD was it being released in collaboration with Marine Nationale, and although this new watch is heavily drawing inspiration from Tudor's military history, this one, as far as I can tell, hasn't been released in collaboration with the US Navy, just honoring their past. I feel like I may be asking too much of Tudor, but this seems slightly less cool than the original. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too mean. Let me know if I'm being too mean. Next thing that's making me feel underwhelmed is that this isn't anything new. And maybe I expect too much of Tudor because they so regularly give us new things, like the original version of this watch in 2021. But this year alone, it's been the Red Bull Alini Racing FXD, and a few months later, they give us this, another FXD. I shouldn't be surprised that Tudor is playing from the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation playbook of, let's change the color and call it something new. But Tudor traditionally gives us such exciting new releases. I'm thinking of the Pelagos 39, the Black Bay 54, the Tudor Ranger, the Black Bay Pro, the Heritage Chrono, all of the Black Bay 58 variations that feel so different and distinct from each other in exciting new materials. I don't know, is this me expecting too much of Tudor? Am I being too mean? I don't want to be mean, it just feels... And 3, I just don't know what this adds to the current catalog. This is a reasonably niche model. It requires someone who's into military stuff, likes NATO straps, and has a larger wrist. It's not your bread and butter kind of watch. I'm just not sure that the new color adds that much to the catalog. I feel like there are so many other exciting things they could have done. A smaller Black Bay Chrono, experimenting with new materials. Heck, even a blue Pelagos 39 would excite me more than this. I'm not sure that logically makes sense though, because that would also just be a color change, which is the same thing I'm criticizing this one for being. But it works for my brain that I would be more excited. I don't hate this new release, I just feel meh, and indifference might be worse than hate. I feel nothing towards this. Anyways, let's end this rant here. I'd love to know in those comments down below, what do you guys think to this new release? Do you think it's brilliant? Do you love it? Let me know. I want to hear from you guys. This is just my opinion. This is also my first video I'm filming since being back from a month-long holiday in Canada. Go Jays go. I had such a nice time visiting my family, and I told my mom I'd give her a shout out on my next video. So shout out to my mom. We got our nailies done together. Hi mom. If you've made it to this point of the video, say hi Colette in the comment section so my mom feels the love. And let's thank the Pope tier patrons who keep the lights on here at Gringa HQ.